Hi, my name is Doug Bauknight. I reside here in Atlanta, Georgia. My territory is Northeast Georgia. I've been with Collective Goods for the past 7 years. Being a collective goods rep, it starts with inventory. Basically, I'm in a storage facility. I basically receive inventory on a weekly basis based on a sales report from the prior week. My inventory manager sends me what he thinks I need. I approve it, and it comes in on via a truck. I get anywhere from 2 to 3 skids. If I'm getting a new cycle, a completely new round, it's going to be upwards of about 15, 16 skids, pallets. Two things that you're going to have to worry about when you're getting inventory. Number one are pallets. You're going to get everything in on pallets. What I basically do, I have a real good relationship with my drivers, and he's going to take, believe it or not, these, and if you ask the driver, if you ask dispatch, they need these pallets. So if you keep them in good condition and ask them to take them back, they'll take them back, okay, because they need them. Over on the other side, you see a big old stack of cardboard. And this stack is a little bit bigger than normal because I don't know what's going to be coming, what's going to sell, and what's going to be coming back. And I want to keep all the boxes that I have right now. In case stuff comes back, I have the original box to put it back in. I break them all down and somehow manage to fit it into this warehouse here, which when you look at it when it comes in is good. Like, how is this all going to fit? But magically, somehow, it fits. We basically do 6 cycles a year. And what a cycle is a production run of titles. And depending on the type of year, we usually do 1, 2, and 3 before Christmas, and then 4, 5, and 6 from New Year's Day through the end of the school year. You'll see the cycle get more and more Christmassy as we get into the second and third cycle. And then we've got a lot of outdoor type items in the spring. All these boxes are different product. Now, the boxes here, this aisle, that aisle right there, and then these two right here, these are typically reserved for my current cycle stuff that I'm selling currently. Then I've got back in the back right there, and then all up on top is previously cycle stuff that's, from cycle 1, 2, or 3, or some leftover stuff from last year. I try to move through this product as best I can. There was a time where I had about 300 different titles, not in this warehouse, but in another warehouse, and it was hairy. I'm down to about 200 titles right now. It's a little bit more manageable. And when I talk about titles, I'm talking about products, different products that we have. To me, this is a title. Now, a lot of people know this is the I Said No pen. Mom, can I have a dollar? I also have the previous cycle. I have a cross between, say, cycle 2 and cycle 3. So cycle 2 is moving out, so that moves to the back of my warehouse here. While cycle 3, when it comes in, it's all up in front. And I've got a week or two of just sheer chaos in here because my sales reps are finishing up with cycle 2, but I've got all this current cycle that I'm trying to push out to the schools. We don't have any downtime. I mean, it's a continuous flow, one right into the other. A drop is setting up a display. I take the inventory from in here, I load it up into bins, and then I visit the school and I set it up either on a media card or a rack or a table. They each have an assigned spot in those schools. Very popular areas in schools are either the media center or the teacher work slash lunch slash mailroom. Very popular areas. These are the bins that I'm loading for tomorrow. I have about 20, usually on average about 25 items loaded into these tubs. And I set them up. Every tub's gonna be the same. It's gonna have the exact same product in it tonight. That lineup may change tomorrow by 1 or 2 titles. I like to see all my schools. I like to have contact with all my customers. So I'm the one who does all the drops. And then I have sales reps that come in a week behind me that fill the orders. We sell basically to teachers and administrators. It's not for the kids, so to speak. However, they do see some items like the Georgia stuff. We have some big Georgia fans here. If they want to purchase from us, they're more than willing to. Just get the money to our contact who we have. But primarily the product is for teachers, administrators, custodial staff, cafeteria staff, basically the adult staff of the school. Setting up the vehicle is very, very important. This is a Chrysler Pacifica. What I love about this is the stow and go. I can make all, take all the seats, put them down into the floor. Believe it or not, I can get 18, I actually can get 19 tubs into the back of that van. Now, on the tail end, when we're doing orders, my sales rep can only do 1 county or 8 to 10 schools per day. What they do is they load up these boxes, a case, depending on sales. They're going to load up 1 case of this, they're going to load up 2 cases of that, they're going to load up 3 cases of Christmas socks because we'll sell 60 a day, all right? But we know based on the averages, what we're going to do for that particular day. We kind of go in blind because we don't know if we're going to sell 20 or 60 pairs of socks. But we know based on averages after the first or second week, we basically know how many we're gonna need, how many cases or how many items we're gonna need to fill those orders and come back with every order filled and no back orders. That's the real trick. I've got a set schedule or a set of routes that will range anywhere between 8 and 10 schools per route. I have 12 counties that I take care of, and depending on the county, for example, Gwinnett County is my largest county. I have 16 routes in that one county alone. Out of the 158 schools in Gwinnett County, we service about 155 of them. There's only a handful that we don't. We will shift occasionally from year to year, but once that route is set, we stay on that same route throughout the year. We were fortunate because we kind of inherited our routes. They were already preset. I had already been doing the drops myself with the other rep. Now, if somebody's coming in new, they probably have some set routes, but it's entirely up to you how you want to arrange it. We basically do it in a geographical area. I've got 2 high schools, couple middle schools, and about 5 elementary schools, all in a big cluster. You don't want to be driving and zigzagging all over the county. It's just not feasible. You just can't do something like that. So you try to clump all the schools together. A lot of the smaller counties that we have, all the schools are clumped together anyway. You know, we do over 300 schools as a territory total, which is shocking to a lot of people. A lot of people have no concept how many different locations we set up at. I will typically set up in about 50 to 60 schools per week. I've got a couple of sales reps that pick up on the tail end of that next week. So we'll do about 50 or 60 what we call events. What they are is actually schools or locations. Here's my basic order form. We have 3 ways to pay. We have credit card through the Pay Now system. We have checks. You can write the current date or you can also post date. And then we also like cold hard cash, which they also pay with. And here's my basic lineup. And as you can see, I've got probably 18 titles right here. These are all regular production titles. These are all new titles that I have at this particular time. Then, because it's Christmas and I'm trying to liquidate, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 clearance or pay and take titles. And then I have 2 app-only titles. Now, we are transitioning into the app. And I've got that highlighted on my order form here. I also have it in my emails. And what the apps enables you to do is they can actually preview the display online and then purchase via credit card. So they don't even have to go to the display, which is really, really nice, especially for like my gatekeepers. I call them directors of first impressions. They're the greeters in the school. And I get complaints about this all the time. I can never get back there. The thing's sitting 50 feet behind you. What do you mean you can never get back there? Well, they can't. They're stuck with a chain, ball and chain on their ankle. So I give them the order.collectivegoods.com, type in the school zip code, boom. Everything that you see online is sitting 50 feet behind you. And guess what? You can also order online. I did that with one contact. All of a sudden, she's ordering $125 worth of product. Never ordered from me before, but boom, that order form right there, and she's doing it on her computer or on her phone. Super sweet. The company has given us a lot of tools. Number one, the e-blast. And it's a very basic system that, you put in some text here, you put in a start date, an end date, and boom, send it off. It's very, very simple. So now you don't have to be a technological whiz in order to use this thing. the flyers and marketing materials that they send you each month. You know, each cycle you get a flyer that's discussing the mission of the company, Collective Goods, and also highlighting a particular product or two. The solar flashlight was a big seller, and it was marketed in cycle 2. It's a professional looking flyer that it's something that I'm proud to put out and display, because it's professionally done. It's really nice work. We also have boards that are professionally done. It's a dry erase board, and all I do is I change the date on it. You can leave these boards at the school, and I basically just flip it over and I give them the date where I'm going to be back. The company really, they take great pride in the way the new website, the new marketing, the new messaging. The marketing team with this company is phenomenal. I mean, it makes me proud to work for them. All right, here at Tripp Elementary School, collecting everything that I have in the back of the van here. Got my board, got my order form. Pull in the back here. I've got my bins sitting back here. Still kind of full, because I've only done maybe 6 schools out of 18. And we're doing pretty good. We're moving along. So Tripp's one of our better schools, that it's an elementary school. And let's go show you how it's done. And with the situation as it is these days, just about every school has an intercom system now. Used to be you could walk in and walk out, but now you got to be rung in. And we're off. It's going to take a little while, probably at least your first 3 cycles, to get to know your routes, to get to know where your schools are, and where you set up and who your contacts are. But developing a little bit of rapport each time you visit. When you get into a situation like mine, where I've been doing this for 6 years, you're like family. There's nothing better than that. Hey, how are you?
I'm just fine. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you very much. I had 2 customers today and a couple customers last week. These are customers handing me Christmas gifts, saying thank you for servicing my school. Now, I'm the business person. I'm the one that should be thanking them for allowing me in. But it's totally reversed because I have that type of rapport.
Our principal had her
I heard.
retirement party yesterday.
How long has she been here?
5 years.
5 years here?
29 years in the county.
Yeah, I think she was where was she before? And developing that type of rapport with somebody, and with your customers and with your schools, it's priceless. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce and let Barbara know that we're here. I've also got these add-on orders and back orders for her as well. Hey, how are you? How are you, girl?
Good.
All right, here to set up for you. Okay. Now you had requested, we got the 2 Pioneer Women. Mm-hmm. You also requested an auto kit and the socks.
Right.
The socks right now are on back order. Okay. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough to get them to you, but if I do, I will make sure that I bring them to you next week. I just they're coming in. Yeah, they're coming in on the truck. Now I'm going to be filling the order for you next week. Okay. All right. So.
And I'm just gonna put her payment in.
Yeah, we'll collect that. We'll settle up. We know where you guys live. Come on now. So we'll settle up with you next week. Thank you, Barbara.
So
Appreciate you. You got it. Thank you. That's the #1 thing you can do to benefit your business and grow your business, is to have a rapport. Get to know them. I have a customer tomorrow. I'm going to be asking her how her son's loving college. Couldn't believe she had a son going to college. Well, I happen to visit real close to that college. I pass it every single cycle, so I know it. And I also remember that she, Tracy, has a son going there. You better believe I'm going to be asking about how he's liking that school up there. He's enjoying it up there in London?
Yeah, he has finals today, so.
Ooh, that's the type of stuff. That's the type of rapport that you need to have with your customers. Every school we need to sign in, be respectful of the school.
Here you go, sir.
She gives me a little sticker, and I just add it to my list. I collect them throughout the day. And we go set up. This is the break room / lunch room. Have cart, will travel. Set it up right here, and this is where the magic happens. Displaying is very important. I'm going to separate it with the pay and takes along with the new production titles that we have. Now when I say pay and take, those are last copy items. I have only got one available, and I have a sticker that I put on each of the titles, and it says very clearly pay and take, $10. It means it's the only one available. And then I have production titles, which I have, the van's going to be full of these types of items next week. I've got plenty. If they want to order 5, 10, 15, 100, I'll have them, well, maybe not 100, but I'll have them available. Now, items like this, I could just lay it down there. However, it sells a little bit better if you display the chair. I've been setting up this way for years and years, so they know books are usually in a certain spot, pay and take items are usually in a certain spot, and they know exactly where to look. And then these two items are app only. I prominently display them up on top so that they have an idea of what we have to offer. And then on the order form, they're in yellow. So there's my order form. It goes right there. Now, this is the prettiest you're going to see this display the entire week. We come back in a week, it's going to be all over the place, but I like to leave it like this. Doesn't stay like that, but if it's a mess, usually that indicates that this page is full. And that's basically how it's done for the setups. It's pretty easy. You walk in, set everything up, let people know. They're typically excited to see you. Let them know when you're going to be back, and let the magic begin. Referrals are incredibly important and incredibly beneficial because you're not walking in cold. Cold calling's one thing, but when you get a referral for somebody, let me give you an example. Here's a perfect example. When I first took over this territory, my county, I had a brand new county that we had nothing to do with. It was given to me right out of the gate, Newton County. They have 25 schools in Newton County, and I hadn't started in school one. And I'm racking my brain trying to figure out how I'm going to get to all these schools. I mean, I'm running my tail off trying to get to what I've already got. How am I going to be able to do this? As it turns out, I get a call from Leslie Greer. Leslie was my old media manager up in Lumpkin. Guess what? She's now in Newton County. And I said, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to get into Newton County. Can you send me a list of all your media specialists? She says, I can do one better than that. We have a media manager meeting on September 15th. I'd love to invite you and have you do a one-time shot in front of all the media specialists. I just about drove off the road. It was unbelievable. Now, with that particular territory, we started out with 4 schools. And the only reason why we started out with 4 is because the old manager would come out once, he wasn't doing anything, and then he wouldn't show up until next year. We told him it was under new management, and we were serious about building Newton County and servicing Newton County. So we started out with 4, then it went to 6, then it went to 8. Here we are 16 years later. Out of the 25 schools, we do 23. Directly through a referral. The amount of support that I get from the company, from an inventory manager that puts together my sales order, looks at my sales order and then gives me a prospectus order to be shipped to me. He does that for me. I've got a transfer manager that if I need a particular product from another rep, she's going to transfer it into me. I've got a customer service department that if I have a problem, I got something that's gone awry, or a book that's missing a page, which happens, it's publishing, or something's not working with the rock and roll reindeer. It will wiggle its tail, but it won't walk anymore. Well, I've got a customer service department that I can email with the customer name, the school, the address, and I copy the customer on it, but I also send it to help@collectivegoods.com. I get an email knowing that the customer service has gotten it, and and within 24 hours, I've got one of the customer service reps saying, hey, Doug, got your message. Just to let you know, your customer will receive this new item or this refund within 5 to 7 business days. Once it's gone, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I love that, okay? But they send me a follow-up saying, hey, listen, we got it. We have various different conference calls with the president of the company, the vice president of the company, the CEO of the company, the owners, the people that make this thing work. They'll get on board and they'll say, hey, this is where we're at. We're showing this much growth. We're a little bit behind on events, but we see it catching up fast. Good job. We have regional conferences every summer. We had a fantastic national conference where we unveiled the new collective goods out in Las Vegas this past summer. Let me tell you, first class all the way. We're in a transition period right now in giving back. Traditionally, what we've done in the schools is for every 10 items that the school purchases, they get to pick one item free. And that's been something that the media center can pick. If it's an elementary school, usually the media center is going to do it. What they do is they collect these things and then put them in gift baskets and then auction them to raise money for Relay for Life. And those baskets are full of collective goods product. Something from I saw one today and I posted it on Facebook. Here's 6 baskets and every single item was one of our items. I couldn't tell you how proud that made me. Now, we're taking it to a whole new level. The books are fine, and a lot of our customers like the books, but these schools need money. And so we're going to be transitioning and expanding our business to like the PTAs and the PTOs. And we're going to allow the parents to be able to purchase. Now, we haven't gotten the structure or it's not in the fine print yet. But basically what's going to happen is that they're going to purchase and we're going to be in return to give back a monetary sum back to the school that they can use in any way that they want. They need a new playground. They need to, they want to raise money for whatever they want. They need a new theater system, whatever they want. It doesn't matter, but we're there to help them. Being able to give back to those schools in that way, I mean, we already have a close relationship with them. We're already partners. We're already friends. But as we come from a national standpoint, and a lot of people don't know that we're a national company. As far as they're concerned, I'm the face of collective goods. I am collective goods. And when I tell them that we have a corporate office in Colorado, they're just like, I had no idea. Oh yeah, we're all over the place. Let me tell you. All right. But to be able to do that as a company, the impact that we can make on our local communities, it gives me chills. I think the best thing about working with collective goods is the gratitude. Everybody's happy to see me. I've had sales jobs before where they see you walk in the door and they're heading to the bathroom or some back office somewhere. I come walking in the door, hey, it's the bookman. Look, what do you got? You got anything good for me? Of course I got something good for you. What do you mean? Do you think I'm going to bring you garbage? The hugs that I get from some of these customers, especially, at the beginning of the year, it's that kind of welcome. It's that kind of appreciation. There's nothing like that. It's a phenomenal feeling. 100% satisfaction guarantee. And to have a sales job, it's the easiest sales job you'll ever have. You don't have to sell this stuff. It sells itself. Your job is to come in on a consistent basis, develop a little rapport, joke around with them, have some fun with them, smile. Smile. Be the light. Be the fountain, not the drain. Love that quote. I just saw that on Facebook. Man, I love that quote. Be the fountain, not the drain. How about that? That's the best part about this business.